Now the question is it wrong for someone who contributed to an NGO to ask for accountability? Is it wrong? It's just a question. Because I want to know why Very Dark Man's fans, they are coming at this guy, calling him names. You know, anybody that questions VDM, they tend to call the person names, like, oh, you are jealous, you are trying to trend with VDM, you want to bring it down. But I just want to know, is it wrong for the guy to come out and ask for accountability? Now, why is he asking for accountability? I think Very Dark Man made a video talking about his NGO, how he has integrity, he's the only person that has integrity, blah, blah, blah. He now said that people should start contributing to the NGO, that so the money has gone down so that they can continue with their project. Now, after he made the video, Femi Unfitted, for those of you that don't know him, Femi Unfitted is a tech guy that based in Canada. Yeah, he's a Nigerian, but he's based in Canada, and he's a tech guy. This same guy was the one that unveiled the person that made, no, not the person who made, because they're still looking for who made, the person that circulated that Tinubu AI voice recording that trended 2 months ago. You guys remember that voice recording of Tinubu where he was talking about Biafra, Fulani S-men and all of that? He circulated 2 months ago. And then Bayo Ananuga started calling for Very Dark Man's arrest, claiming that it was Very Dark Man, it was from Very Dark Man's platform that the AI, you know, started circulating. This was the same guy, Femi Unfitted, was now like, Bayo Ananuga, are you sure you are correct? And then through his tech knowledge, he started digging and digging and digging and digging, and he was able to come out with, you know, analysis. And the DSS went ahead and arrested the guy. When he did that, these same VDM fans, they went to his life, oh, thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. You get. But now the guy is calling for accountability concerning the NGO. Now, why is he calling for accountability? The guy is saying that Very Dark Man cannot come out and say, oh, so amount is remaining inside the NGO, you should start donating, without giving the people who donated the money, the one that he claimed have been used for project, without giving them proper details of the things that he did with the money. Now, Femi Unfitted is telling Very Dark Man that he should publish, because the NGO was opened in 2024, that he should publish the yearly audit. Because financial institutions usually have yearly audit, or sometimes half a year, quarter a year, or half a year, or whatever. How do I put it? They usually have all these audits. They bring professional auditors to check the account, how money is coming in and how it's going out, and the profits that they are making. Now, Femi is saying that you come out all the time, Very Dark Man now, to say, oh, you have integrity, you guys are using the money for project, but we do not see the project that you are using the money for. You are supposed, there's a part in your NGO where there's its project. You are supposed to like display all the things you have done with the money. This from 2024 to 2025, this is the number of schools that we built from scratch. This is the number of schools that we renovated. These are the number of roads that we did. This is the number of boreholes that we did. That's what Femi is asking for. Femi say you should display these things. Then put out the amount that you used to like make all these things work. If you built a school from the scratch, you should be able to say, oh, so time, we took on this project, we spent about 350 million and all of that on this project. You didn't do anything like that. Instead, you didn't even come out to thank Nigerians for contributing in the first place. Instead, you are coming out to tell them, oh, you start contributing again. The one that you people contributed before, we have used it. It doesn't make sense. Now, the guy said the Very Dark Man does not come out to publish proper audit for 2024 and 2025, that he is going to petition whatever, maybe EFCC or something, because they are the one responsible for financial stuff, so that they can look into the NGO. Because you cannot come out and be saying, oh, I have integrity, I have integrity. Meanwhile, how do you say you have integrity when people don't even know how you are spending the amount? You come and say, we have spent so amount, we have spent so amount. This is the amount of money that is remaining in the NGO. But yet, you don't even show them workings. Oh, now this number of schools we don't do. Oh, now this number of roads we don't do. How people won't just say they donate like that blindly, without, because whether you like it or not, VDM owe people accountability, because that is public funds. It's not his money. And some places are not telling you, if you're not comfortable, go to bank. Go to bank. In fact, let's watch the guy's video, because the guy is a tech guy. He knows all these things. Let's listen to him and let me know if he said something wrong. by asking for audit.
So, Very Dark Man made a video to account for the NGO funds and to solicit for more money. And to be super honest with you, that video is very insultive to anybody who went to school in Nigeria and abroad. But before I get down to my analysis, let's be very clear. This video is not to attack Very Dark Man or his brand, because I'm aware that he has done a lot of good in the past. For example, he came all out for those people who were creating skincare products without approvals or registration, and some of them were harming our women in Nigeria. And the ball that he has done, a couple of ones that he has showed online, I'm happy that communities are benefiting from it. So again, me making this analysis is not to rubbish Very Dark Man or to rub dirt on all of his accomplishment. However, accountability is different from achievement. So because you could raise $1 billion and spend 200 million to do something. So you might have achieved a couple of things, but that doesn't mean that you're accountable. So let's get down into the details. Before we proceed, I think that I'm qualified to talk about this issue because one, I did complete my university degree in Nigeria in accounts and finance. I studied international business relations for my master's, and I've spent the last 5 years building business systems, mostly accounting softwares and accounting applications for billion-dollar brands, both in Canada and in US. So, and lastly, I am a contributor to the NGO. I've paid into the NGO account a couple of times. So, let's break this down. VDM mentioned that the application works and is the only one to ever do it and will ever do it. He attributed this to integrity. He also asked that people can go to the bank and request for the statement, which is quite funny because every month you can download the PDF statement and upload it on the website so that, can you imagine I have to travel from Canada to Abuja to get a statement or from Lagos to Abuja to get a statement? You can simply download the PDF and upload it, and on the section of your website, monthly statement, January, February, March, April, May, June, I can simply go in there, download it and view what I want to view. Why do people need to go to the bank? Can you imagine if 1,000 people rush to Zenith Bank to request for the statement? So Very Dark Man makes absolutely no sense. It's easy for you to show this statement if you really care about showing it to the public. But by the way, I've made an online request to Zenith Bank to give me the statement from October 2024 to June 2026. So let's get down into the website and all of the things that Very Dark Man said. There are two parts of the financial section of the page: the live stream of deposit and withdrawals, and the financial overview section, which houses total raised amount, deployed funds, and current balance. So let's understand what is the live deposit and withdrawal on the page. The MVOI statement page is powered by a custom backend API at alertapi.mvoiforall.com. It uses a live SSE stream endpoint called transaction side stream to push financial transaction data to the browser, and this connection keeps refreshing every 3 seconds, similar to a job. And for you to understand what a job is simply some sort of automation where you can update a database from another DB or a table or from a downstream application. But I don't want to confuse you if you're not into tech. But SSE enables the server to spontaneously send data streams as soon as events happen, and the traffic is processed through Cloudflare. Cloudflare is a global web infrastructure and cybersecurity company. It acts as a shield and traffic director between a website and its visitors. It primarily functions as a content delivery network. Zenith Bank is connected to one aggregator only, named Mono, which was acquired by Flutterwave. So if you go to Zenith Bank website and you check, how do I integrate with Zenith Bank? The easiest way to integrate with any bank is through an open banking aggregator. These services provide pre-built connections to any bank and handle authentication, data normalization, and compliance requirements on your behalf. So that means for Very Dark Man using his page to connect to his Zenith Bank account, the only way possible is to use an API aggregator. And Zenith Bank is supported by one API aggregator, which is Mono, like I said, recently acquired by Flutterwave. So in summary, the page is powered by Mono to stream debit and credit from the NGO account. So all this talk of I'm the only one to ever do it and I'm not, I can create a website right now in 10 minutes, connect it to a Zenith Bank account in 10 minutes. So that doesn't make any sense. I'm the one that will do it. I'm the one that will ever do it. No, it's nonsense. So let's get back to it. For you to understand what is an API is simply an intermediary. So let's use a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant to order food, you cannot go to the kitchen directly. You have to speak to a server who takes your order to the kitchen. Once the food is done, the server picks it up and brings it to you. The whole essence is that so that you don't take germs of you moving around into the kitchen. Can you imagine if a restaurant that is serving 10,000 people a day and all 10,000 people can access the kitchen? Can you imagine what it would look like? So the bank uses the same thing. The bank does not want to allow you to have access to its backend data, because if you have external plugins into the backend data, people will fraudulently withdraw money from other people's account. Hackers will have access to the back end of the bank. That's why the bank doesn't allow that. That's why there's kind of an intermediary from your own website to the API to the bank's back end. So you only receive the data that the API calls. But again, I don't want to make this too techy for my non-tech folks. So, but why can we not trust the data on the website? As Very Dark Man is saying, on April 20th, the total raised balance was 530,568,295 naira 94 kobo. While on May 4, 2026, the total raised balance dropped to 426,466,236 naira 52 kobo. So how can we trust the figure when within 3 months it has maybe 4, 5, 6, even more different figures? So how do we expect us to trust it? It has been showing different figures for the past 3 months. How can we now use that as your accountability and integrity? So that's for you talking about the bank details on your website. So let's move forward to the Burna Boy project you mentioned. So Burna Boy requested to build a school and you mentioned you don't know the amount, but you can call developers, quantity surveyors, architects to tell you what it will cost to build the school based on the capacity. So we need to build a 1,000 student capacity. They will tell you what it will cost. You can open an account specifically for that project, have Burna Boy fund it and do it, because it doesn't make sense that Burna Boy initiated the project, but you use the NGO money to finance it and then he will pay you back. What if you guys quarrel tomorrow? What if something happens between you personally and he decides he doesn't want to fund it? What happens? So are you telling us that anybody can just come out and tell you that, okay, NGO, this is the next thing to do? And because he has attributed his name to it, is he not going to take the glory? So it makes no sense that you are starting a project with the NGO money for somebody that self-initiated it. And you are saying because you don't know how much it's going to cost in 2026. How are houses built? You can tell how much it's going to cost. It's called estimated cost. And then charge it to Burna Boy, open an account specifically for the project. So it makes no sense that Burna Boy requests the project and you're using your NGO funds to build it with mind that you're going to get it back. Why don't you just open an account specifically for Burna Boy's project? Finish the project, put the name, financed by Burna Boy, or call it Burna Boy Nursery and Primary School. So it makes no sense. We're not illiterate, right? Let's move on. Projects on the website. So VDM claims integrity and is showing incoming and outgoing money from the NGO on the website. But there's a portion of the website called projects. How about employing just one staff who is constantly uploading projects to the site? But your project says coming soon, we are documenting our impact. So we cannot tell how many bowls you have done. We cannot tell how many schools you have done. So I've gone ahead to create in Figma what an ideal page should look like, because what an ideal page is, it should show you how much you are spending on each project, and you should be able to view detailed income and expense record for each project. Because if you claim you have integrity, we should know till today now, all Ratels to tell me how many projects is Very Dark Man doing, how many has he completed. So accountability is being able to put figures to and fact to your claims. I'm sure nobody has that, even himself doesn't know. So that's not accountability at all. So I have some couple of questions, and genuinely, if you care about accountability, to all anybody who is listening to this video, these are my questions. How many projects has the NGO done since it was created? How many boroughs? How many schools? Maybe road, I don't know, but you talk about mostly about boroughs and schools. How many are completed and commissioned as of today? What is the total cost of each completed project, which is total cost per project? So one borough, how much did it cost you? How many projects are ongoing? And is there any project that was ever abandoned? If yes, how much was spent on it before it was abandoned? Because that should happen, because maybe due to violence or whatever, that should happen. But away from the project now, let's go to accountability of NGO, because showing incoming and outgoing amount is not accountability. So what does accountability mean for an NGO? An audited financial statement is the only financial document that an NGO must present to show what was received, what was spent, and for what it was spent for. An audited financial statement shows everyone who has paid into the NGO. This is important to ensure fraudsters don't use NGO to clean funds, and politicians cannot use NGO to launder funds. The audited financial statement showed the auditor who audited the NGO, and you can request extracts of the audit from such auditor. Without an audited financial statement, no NGO can claim to have integrity. Imagine if there are no editors in First Bank or Dangote to audit their financial statement. How can Dangote come and say, oh, we made this billion and this is what we spent? That's why there are auditors. So having a live stream of the account is a good step, but without knowing what the money withdrawn was actually used for, accountability and integrity should never be mentioned. So let's look at an example of an NGO audited financial statement. This is a statement from Lagos Food Bank Initiative, RC number 80366, audited financial statement of financial position as of December 21, 2024. So let's read it, and I'll just go with the header. It says, report on audit of financial statement opinion. In our opinion, the financial statement give a true and fair view of the financial positions of Lagos Food Bank Initiative, the Incorporated Trustee, as of 31st December 2024, and of the organization's financial performance and cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standard for SMEs, and in manner, pay attention, and in manner required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act, LFN 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. So, lastly, I picked some words from the video, and I will say it exactly as VDM mentioned it. Some of the things he said, maybe one day we will show all the work we don't do because I don't even pay attention to it because there is transparency. How can you say you are not paying attention to what is being done and there is transparency? That statement doesn't make any sense. 2, you also mentioned our financial data on the page is transparency. No, it's not. The NGO was opened in 2024, and so far, you need to show us 2 audited financial statements for year 2024 and year 2025. 3, you said, I cannot remember how much we pay our staff. How is that transparency and accountability? You don't know how much you pay your staff. 4, you said their feeding is about 10,000. You are not really sure. Again, how is that accountability? Accountability comes with exact figures. We spend X amount on this purpose. That's accountability. 5, you said, left for me. Now, when I dey mood, we go post waiting we they do. No, you owe the public an explanation on how the money was spent. It's not your money. It's publicly solicited funds. And you owe the public an explanation. It's not based on your mood. It doesn't make any sense. So, in summary, VDM, you can only claim accountability and integrity if you publish the audited financial statement of MVOI for 2024 and 2025. And furthermore, every month, you can download a PDF file of the bank statement and upload it to your website so that anybody that goes to your website can download a PDF copy of every month's bank statement. Stop asking people to go to Zenith Bank in Wuse Zone 3. It makes absolutely no sense. So this is not an attack on your personality, but that video that you made was insulting me as an accountant that graduated in Nigeria. It was insulting anybody that had common sense to reason. So VDM, I am giving you until July 31st to present the 2 audited financial statements. Else, just like you are another person on the planet, I will petition you. And my petition is not asking for anything other than you should go through the proper books of account and prepare audited financial statement for 2024 and 2025 as required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act, and Financial Reporting Standard of Nigeria. So in my previous video that I'm asking VDM to do proper accountability, having a live stream of accounts incoming and outgoing is not accountability in any way, because even though it shows us the money that is coming in, it doesn't show us what it was spent for. We do 50 million, we do 20 million, we don't know what it is spent for. So that's not accountability. And to anyone who genuinely has a brain, ask yourself, in the 9-minute video that VDM did for accountability, not even once did he mention that thank you to all of our donors. Whatever you've donated so far is how we're able to achieve ABC. But he's asking for more money. And I don't know who give these guys this level of guts. They say, when they donate, no, sharp. It sounds irritating to my ears. And I don't know what he has on you guys, but it sounds irritating to my ears. You've not even appreciated the ones that they've donated. And you have not properly accounted for what was spent. And now you are here asking us to donate more. I'm a donor to the account, and I'm requesting again by July 31st an audited financial statement of the NGO that I put my hard-earned money into. If you don't present it, I will petition you by myself. Because not everybody is an illiterate. And like, it was just 9 minutes of gibberish. Oh, Bonner boy say you want to do project. I say I don't know how much it's going to cost. What are you saying? Call an architect. Let them draw the plan. Let a quantity surveyor tell you how many blocks, how many pan, how many electrical cables is needed, and you would have an amount. And Bonner boy can finance his project himself. Like I don't understand. Like, are Nigerian youth this dull? Like, can't you read in between the lines? This is preposterous. And some of you saying that I envy him. VDM has nothing that I envy. Nothing. If not money, you know, get him. If I don't know, like, he has nothing that I envy. He himself is asking the Nigerian military to show how they spent the money that was allocated to them in the federal budget. They should come and explain to us how they spent it, that there's no food for the soldiers in the battleground. So he himself should explain how he spent the NGO money in details. Project 1, Project 2, Project 3. We spend X amount of money for Project 1, X amount of money for Project 2, so that when we see 50 million for one borehole, you and I can ask him, how did you spend it for one borehole? So that's why we need an amount allocated to a project. We don't even know how many projects you have done. We don't know which one is in progress. We don't know which one is completed. And you talk about accountability and integrity? Get the f*** out of my face. He who comes to the table of equity must come with clean hands. In my previous 2 videos, asking Very Dark Man to do proper accounting for the NGO, a lot of you are saying, oh, this guy hates Very Dark Man. Why can't he just reach out to him directly? I have reached out to him 3 times via email, and I'm going to put all the screenshot of all the emails. I've reached out to him 3 times via email. I've sent messages to the MVOI Instagram page requesting that as a donor, I've donated money twice to the NGO. As a donor, I need the audited financial statement of the NGO so that at least I know what my money is used for. Is that too much to ask? If Very Dark Man can be asking the military to show them funding, if Very Dark Man can call people and make them accountable, which I so much cherish, why is he above that same law? He came out and he has not said anything specific about how he used the money. So as a donor, I'm coming out after sending emails. And again, you will see all the emails above me. After sending emails, after sending DM to the Instagram page, as a donor, show me, give me the audited financial statement. At some point, I even requested for the office address because the office address is not anywhere on the site. Give me the office address. Let me send you a physical copy of my request. So if you are not looking at your emails, which is very wild that you will not be looking at your email, but if you are not looking at the email, give me the office address. Let me send you a physical copy of my request. Is that too much to ask? So to the Very Dark Man followers, I'm asking you a simple question. Is Very Dark Man above accountability? Anybody that asks Very Dark Man to be accountable is now an enemy? Is that the Nigeria that you want? Is that the sort of followership that you want to create? Anybody that dares question Very Dark Man to be accountable properly, literately, is an enemy? Again, he who comes to the table of equity must come with clean hands. How can he challenge anybody if he himself is not doing the right thing? I come in peace. Give me the audited financial statement. Already, my lawyer will be going to that Zenith Bank tomorrow, and I will give you feedback. My lawyer is visiting the Zenith Bank in Wuse Zone 3 tomorrow to request for the account, but that's not how it should work. We are literate, we are not illiterate.